Good morning and welcome to week 9. We're working on essay 3 this week. As you've done the first 2 essays, week 1, or for the essay 1 and essay 2. We start writing it today. On Friday, the first draft is due, 5 pages. Sunday, the peer review is due, and those partners are Amanda and Alexis, Ethan and Aaron, Whitney and Katie, McKenna and Casey, Vershawn and Alec, Elizabeth and Riley, Bailey, Sarah, and Jacob. We'll talk about that for a second. Matt and Emily Moats, and then Austin and Emily Miller. Bailey, Sarah, and Jacob should each do one. So Bailey does Sarah's, Sarah's does Jacob's, and Jacob does Bailey's. Okay? As always, they're due on Sunday by 11:30 p.m. There seems to be some questions about when things are due. Just know that whatever day they're due by 11:30 p.m. Discussions, which we do not have one this week, as far as the rhetoric, the visual rhetoric, we do not have one this week, but it would have been due by 11:30 on Friday. All visual rhetorics due at 11:30 on Fridays. Peer review questions, there's only 5. But the first one's a reading response, very similar to what you just did on Wednesday and Sunday. It says, write a 400-word reading response to this essay. So think of it just, it's an analytical essay about something. Now, all of Giffel's essays are analytical. They all analyze something, culture, a city, things like that. Well, you're reading an analytical essay about an analytical essay, and you're going to write a 400-word response. Do you agree with the essay, what the author is trying to say? Do you disagree? Thinking about the topic that the author is using, what other places in Giffel's do you see this topic? You should have at least 3 quotes from Giffel's and a works cited page. So you're going to put the essay that your partners are writing in conversation with the book. Don't use the same quotes that they use. Use it from different. Don't actually use the same essays they use. So we'll look at the essay prompt here in a second. But the essay prompt says you have a couple choices, but it says find one or two. Find a general specific theme about one of the essays or multiple. But your 400-word reading response would be to go and find other essays that have the same theme, okay, and show why those have the same theme. Number 2, what is the purpose of your partner's paper? What is the author trying to tell you about the text? Do they answer the so what question? That's ultimately the most important question in an analytical essay is so what, who cares, why does it matter? That is what your essay is trying to do. It is trying to show the reader, whatever the topic, why it matters to them. Okay? That is analysis. The thesis statement of the essay is going to basically say, this is why it matters to the reader. Okay? Give 3 examples of evidence used in the paper. And finally, do you want to talk about it more? Could you, as a reader, continue the conversation, and so on and so forth. Friday, the first draft is due. We've done that a lot. Sunday, the peer review is due. And then all next week, we're going to work on writing it. You do have a discussion, a visual rhetoric discussion next Friday. And in addition, you have another MLA quiz due on Sunday. For some reason, that didn't grade correctly this weekend. Hopefully you all saw that on Friday I gave you the answer for the quiz. Not everybody did, because not everybody got 100%. A few people got zeros. That's another thing. I'm noticing that a few people are lagging behind in homework. On Sunday, the ones that didn't get, there were 4 or 5 that didn't do it. I'm not sure why. They got zeros. Also, formatting MLA 8, we have to get this stuff done. One person mentioned that They're not really good at this stuff. And I know it's hard. It's hard. As an undergraduate, I wasn't very good at this stuff. But we have to keep on going. We have to get it right, especially since I'm giving you the answers. Okay, I'm telling you what you're missing. Hanging indent, things like that. If you have questions, you have to contact me. You have to reach out and ask. Okay? I will get you all the answers in the world, but you have to ask for them because I don't know what you need. Okay? All right. Essay 3. You must have 5 full pages. You must be on page 6 at least. You must have a title, a minimum of 6 direct quotes. Paraphrases are allowed, but they don't count toward the 6 direct quotes. You must have in-text citations correctly. You also must have a works cited page. Okay? That works cited page only has to actually refer to the text as a whole. You don't have to individualize the essays, specific Giffords essays you use. You can just say it came from The Hard Way on Purpose. Okay? All right. You have a couple choices. The first one we've been doing for a week. It's the same close reading, thematic analysis, places like home, themes. All right? But you're just going to expand it. When you only wrote about one essay for the topic of, let's say, local boy turns famous or rites of passage, you're going to expand it into, you're going to bring in other essays. Okay? Still, why does it matter to the reader? Why should they care that local boy turns famous are in these essays? That's your job. Or, if you're tired of that, I did give you an additional prompt that says David Giffords writes in the chapter Working Hard or Hardly Working on pages 100 to 107. Either Akron was unusually culturally significant, special, or every place had its own version of this and was equally culturally significant, which would mean that my place was not special at all. Using this evidence from the text and your own research, answer the following questions. Which one is it? Is Akron culturally significant or not special at all, and why? Why does it matter? Okay. 6 direct quotes. Strong opening, clear and thoughtful thesis statement. Okay. If you don't know how to write a thesis statement, ask. Use a signal word like ultimately. There's going to be a video. If there's not already a video on Brightspace, there's going to be a video about opening, closings, and thesis statements. Watch it. It will help. Specific textual support. At least 6 direct quotes and paraphrases in addition. Effective structure. Put it together correctly. That it flows. Good transitions. Things like that. Finally, analysis, not summary. Many students get into the issue of they just give, this is a book report. No, this is an analysis. You can summarize a little bit in the fact that you can point out to the reader, hey, remember that, in this place, Giffords writes this, and this is why it matters to the theme. Okay? Your reader has read the book. So you don't have to tell them what it's all about. All right. And finally, the grammar issues. A few of you still are struggling there. If you have questions, ask. A couple hints. Never use David. David writes. No, it's either David Giffords writes or Giffords writes. Provide background information. If everybody started their quote, their paper with, in David Giffords' 2014 essay, A Hard Way on Purpose, Dispatches from the Rust Belt, this is what he talks about. Be great. If I have 20 essays or 19 essays now in David Giffords' that makes sense. Analytical essays. Identify what you're analyzing. MLA 8. Summary we've talked about. So what? Who cares? Why does it matter? That's what analysis is. Never end a paragraph with a quote. Never start a sentence with a quotation mark. All that stuff. Okay. Good luck. The draft is due on Friday. The peer review is due on Sunday. If you have any questions, let me know.